Compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by advertisement in the Cape May Star and Wave, on the Township website, and posted on the bulletin boards of Township Hall.
All right, this time if we could all do the Pledge of Allegiance followed by a moment of silence, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And roll call, please.
Councilmember Conrad.
Here.
Councilmember Perry.
Here.
Councilmember Roy.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Sippel.
Here.
Mayor Simonson.
Here. All right, our first order of business tonight in our work session, we have a very special award. I don't know if Kevin Dixon is in the house. Okay, got you. So, Chief, if you could come up, and we're going to come down, and this is a Valor Award presentation to Officer William Kocius, and that is from the 200 Club of Atlantic and Cape May counties. And we're going to have the Chief present.
If you want to grab the mic.
Hi, guys.
Unfortunately, Kevin Dixon from the 200 Club could not make it here tonight. He's going to make it on another night, but I just kind of wanted to go over the reason why Officer Kocius was going to receive this award tonight. On March 31st, 2019, at approximately 9:44 p.m., Lower Township Police Department received a report for a suspicious person throwing items at a resident on Oregon Ave. Patrolman Kocius investigated the damage to the residence and radioed the description to the individual to Cape May County Dispatch. Shortly after leaving Oregon Ave residence, Patrolman Kocius located the individual matching the description walking in the area of States in Tennessee, a short distance from the complaint. Patrolman Kocius exited his patrol vehicle and attempted to investigate further by speaking to the individual. The male individual, refused to speak to him and attempted to walk away. Officer Kocius continued to question the suspect about the initial complaint. While doing so, the suspect lunged at Officer Kocius and slashed at his abdominal area with a large knife. The officer was able to avoid being cut as he stepped back and drew his duty weapon. Officer Kocius continued to try to talk to the individual to talk him down, basically to drop the knife. At some point, he dropped the knife and fled on foot. The suspect jumped over several fences and headed in a north direction. Several other officers showed up on scene. They were able to apprehend the subject within minutes on Glenwood Avenue. The suspect continued to be uncooperative, refused to take his hands out of his pockets, but after a short time of de-escalating situation, Officer Kocius and other officers were able to take the suspect into custody without any injury. And we want to thank you for your bravery. So we will be here on another date to get the actual physical award. Thank you very much.
Morning.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chief.
It's all good.
We're economizing. We gotta share 'em. We gotta share a mic.
Did you unplug it?
I know. Neither do I. So,
It's not on. No, it's not on.
Unfortunately, the actions of Officer Kocius don't make the news, but had it gone differently, I'm sure it would have been a headline or in the news. So we are very thankful for our police department their training and the duties that they carry out every day here in Lower Township. So, thank you, guys.
Eileen.
Okay, now we move down to the second portion of our work session, the moment you've all been waiting for. Drum roll, please. With us this evening, we have Monica Koski. Jim, do you want to
Yep.
speak on her behalf?
It's all set.
So we have a presentation for the proposed aquatic center, and we have Monica Koski from 7 Mile Publishing, public relations firm, to do the honors. So take it away. Thank you.
Could we, lights. Councilman Roy, can we hold that light down?
Yeah, he's... Pretty good? I'll do one more.
Mickey Koski is, good evening, everyone. Mickey is going to present a PowerPoint. Upon completion of the PowerPoint, I'm going to introduce Jim Rutala of Rutala Associates. He has a statement to make about a potential partnership agreement concerning Lower Township and this aquatic center. And when that's finished, we will field questions from the public concerning the aquatic center. Mickey, it's all yours.
Thank you for taking the time. Can you hear me? How's that, better? Yeah. Okay. Thank you for taking the time this evening to learn about the proposed aquatic center. A referendum will be on the general election ballot November 5th. The referendum will ascertain whether the voters of Lower Township support the construction of the aquatic center. I'm sorry, I have to go back. Tonight, I'll take you through the benefits of spending time in the water, the multi-generational activities for the entire community, features of the aquatic center, the proposed site, cost estimate to build the aquatic center, the annual operational revenue and expenses, and I have a slide that just shows you the referendum. And then after the presentation, we'll take questions, and if you'll come up to the mic after the proposal. So there are many benefits to spending time in the water. Land Associates, when they did their feasibility study, they listed 4: physical, social, psychological, and emotional development. Water lends itself to a well-balanced workout that improves all major components of physical fitness: aerobic training, muscular strength and endurance, flexibility, and body composition. It provides an aerobic benefit that is relatively injury-free in comparison to other sports. And it's really a sport that you can participate in your entire life. You can learn to swim at 1, and if you're lucky enough, you can swim till you're 100. Social development is very important, and learning to swim in aqua classes can be socially enjoyable, while at the same time provide a lifetime of fitness benefits. We all know it can be challenging at times to pull our children or grandchildren away from their screens. Spending time at the pool all year round, and especially in the winter, is a great way to promote fitness and perhaps forge new friendships. There are many psychological and emotional benefits to spending time in the water as well. Playing in the water promotes increased energy levels and regulates breathing, which allows more oxygen to flow into muscles. This can help calm nerves, stimulate circulation, and soothe the mind and body. Mastering the back float or competing in a swim meet can help to increase self-esteem. Some children find it difficult to participate in team sports. Swimming is a sport a child can master and excel on their own. So I'll take you through the aquatic center is planned for multi-generations. So from the age of almost 0, you might not take your baby at 0, to senior adults can participate and enjoy the Aquatic Center. While we were preparing for this meeting, Jim Ridgway and I talked about the fact that Cape May County is surrounded by water, and how especially important it is, given our location, to teach children how to swim. One of the goals of the Aquatic Center would be to teach every second grade resident of Lower Township how to swim. And this is just a list of some of the activities in every age group. From 0 to 3, the Aquatic Center will have a 0 depth entry pool, and so that allows for little children and really anyone to enter the pool very easily and work up to a depth in the pool. There would be interactive play and learn to swim programs. 3 to 5-year-olds, the same 0 depth entry, interactive play. They could learn to swim and also participate in family swim time. As children get older, there will be multi-level play structures for them, participate in swim meets, recreational swims, and family swim times. As you get into the preteen and teenage years, junior lifeguarding, swim meets, and resistance walking could be activities for that age group. And the opportunity for special teen nights and open swims could be a possibility. And for adults, aqua fitness classes, competitive swimming, aqua jog, and resistance walking. And then for seniors as well, the wellness pool and warm water lap lanes would be something that may be of interest. The proposed aquatic center will have a 1,570 square foot ADA lifestyle pool with 0 depth entry and play features for children, a therapeutic resistance river for walking and aquatherapy, an 8-lane competition swimming pool, locker rooms and bathroom facilities, and a community meeting space. This next slide is the rendering of the 2 proposed pools. So the leisure pool, which is the pool to your right, is a multifaceted warm water pool. It has 0 depth entry, which is one of the most popular features in modern swimming pools. 0 depth entry is a shallow sloped entry that enables all users, regardless of age, ability, or comfort level, to graciously enter the pool. I just had the opportunity to take my 2 4-year-old twin grandchildren into a pool, and they had 0 depth entry, and it made for a very easy entrance with holding the 2 of their hands. As the water gets deeper, it provides for a more challenging environment for preteens and teens and an area for learn to swim. So I don't know if you can tell, but it starts at 0 and it works its way down to 2 feet. As you can see to the top of the pool, the lifestyle pool, there's a resistance river, and it's a current channel with rapids and variable speed currents. The channel may be programmed for recreation, along with therapeutic or strength training, as well as resistance and assisted walking. The pool to the left is an 8-lane competition swimming pool, which could be used for swim team training, lap swimming, swim meets, and triathlete training. The water depth of the pool allows for competitive starting to take place on the deep end of the pool. The pool is designed to be accepted by USA Swimming, NCAA, and NFHS rules and guidelines. Some of the programs offered would be swim classes, swim lessons for groups, private and semi-private, drop-in swims, open swims, family swim, and lap swim. The proposed hours of operation are Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and then Sunday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. The Aquatic Center will be open 7 days a week, 90 hours per week, and 51 weeks of the year. The DRBA had made 50 acres at the Cape May County Airport available for land rent to build the Aquatic Center. Land Associates looked at 3 potential sites and chose the location above. It's a little hard to see, I think. But the proposed site is located to the west of the Everlon building and is bounded by Breakwater Road, Kearsarge Road, Ranger Road, and intersected by Intemperate Road. It'll have clear visibility from Breakwater Road and ample parking for guests and for swim meets. And one of the things that Land Associates had proposed was to paint the water tower so it could act as a landmark for the aquatic center and also a sculptural element. The site would be integrated with the master plan through exercise paths and a sculpture garden. This is a rendering of the proposed site, and you can see to the left is the water tower with the painting. Now here are the costs, the projected estimated costs for the project. General costs are estimated to be $780,424. The multi-purpose recreation lifestyle pool with river, $435,000. Multi-purpose 8-lane competition pool, $1,187,000. The aquatic building, aquatic support, and filter building is estimated to be $5,362,500. And the design, contractor cost, contractor markup, and contractor fees are estimated to be $2,717,723. So the total estimated project cost would be $10,482,647. The estimated cost to build is $10.5 million, and Lower Township anticipates receiving $2.5 million in funds from the Cape May County Open Space Review Board. The remaining amount will be secured by the township through bonds and would not result in a tax increase to the residents. This slide shows the annual revenue and expenses for the center. And so there's two columns, basically. One, it says Land Associates, and the other, Lower Township. The Land Associate revenue projections were for just Lower Township membership fees. Since that time, Lower Township took a look, and Cape May County is included in the residents' fees. And the annual charge for an individual is estimated to be $300 a year, which would roughly, it would be $25 a month, and the charge for a family would be $400 a year, which breaks down to $33 a month. The expenses are estimated to be $890,840, which is the latest projection. The original building, some things had changed, so the cost has gone down from the build and also as well as expenses. There's $170,398 is the difference between the revenue and expenses. But there are some opportunities for additional revenue. And some of these sources are the MUA shared agreement, Ocean First Bank, Cape Regional Rehabilitation Center, Lower Cape May Regional School Swim Team, Lower Township Elementary Learn to Swim Program, statewide swim meets, and the opportunity for a sponsorship to name the facility. And here's the referendum. Do you support the construction of a proposed $10.5 million state-of-the-art aquatic center in Lower Township at the Cape May County Airport, with the understanding that the township's projected financial contribution would not exceed $8.5 million and would not require a tax increase? And the election is on November 5th. And now we'll open up for questions.
Before we open up the questions, I'd like to introduce Jim Ritala from Ritala Associates. Jim wants to make a statement concerning meetings we've been having with Cape Regional Hospital.
Good evening. Several months ago, the governing body retained us through a USDA government grant to do an economic strategy for the airport area. And so we've met with, working with the county and DRBA, we've met with a number of potential developers in and around for the airport area. I'm happy to report that Cape Regional Health Systems is interested in providing outpatient healthcare services in a new facility adjacent to the proposed Lower Township Aquatic Center if the upcoming voter referendum is approved. The Aquatic Center could provide facilities for hydrotherapy and other programs for Cape Regional. Cape Regional President and CEO Joanne Carasino has discussed this opportunity with Cape Regional Health Systems Board of Trustees, and the board is supportive of pursuing a healthcare facility adjacent to Lower Township's planned aquatic center. Cape Regional Health System is the largest healthcare provider in Cape May County, with over 30 locations throughout the county. We believe that a partnership with Cape Regional will bring quality healthcare services to a centrally located central location in Lower Township and provide another anchor for future development at the Cape May County Airport. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, does anyone have any questions?
Gotta have one, come on. Yes, sir.
State your name and address.
Mike Rosenberg, Coral Avenue, Phyllis. I think this is a great thing, but I do have concerns. The cost after construction, I see there's no tax increase for construction, but afterwards, if we're going to go, I got that we're going to be like $100,000 a year that we're not going to make from people using the pool and stuff. Who's going to pay for that when it comes down to, to that?
Want to go back? Yeah, sure. Revenue sources?
Yep. If you look up at the chart here,
Okay.
and
I looked at that chart and I see Lower Township, mostly Lower Township stuff there. If other municipalities are using this and it's in the airport, which is a Cape May County facility, why can't they help out with some, instead of the taxpayers in Lower Township making up for anything that doesn't happen with that?
I will answer that first and then talk about each of these. We've already been approached by Middle Township, and I'll let the mayor weigh in on that concerning their swim team. Mayor, do you want to make a comment about that?
Well, there are some area swim teams that would be willing to have an agreement with us to use it for practice and meets as well. Because one of the advantages to this is the pools that they use now are connected to schools. So obviously, during the day, the access in and out is a lot different than if you had a community pool such as the one that we just heard about, which would be accessible basically 12 hours a day. So,
Secondly, we'll start at the top. For at least the last 5 years, every year the MUA partners with us on a project. As you know,
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
they can do that up to 5% of their reserves.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
And in a typical year, it's 150,000, could be as high as 300 and some thousand. But we're looking for that agreement to continue because of their financial situation, and just some help from them alone would make this a doable situation. But go to the second slide there. We were, not, same slide.
Yeah.
We were very fortunate in that after over a decade of using the same bank down here, we went out for an RFP with our financial team in the past year, and our interest has grown $1 million over the next 3 years, which is contractual. So we're not looking to use that $380,000 a year towards an aquatic center, but it's a nice assist. We run into a situation where, and like all our programs, this is not for profit. This is for the residents. Many of our programs cost us thousands of dollars, and we don't charge excessive amounts for especially our youth programs. When you look at the Cape Regional Rehabilitation Center, we've had meetings, and if this gets to the point where they're treating 30, 40 patients a month, we see a block time thing where they might need 5 hours in a week. They might need 10 hours in a week. That's all revenue. Our swim team, certainly, the Lower Township Learn to Swim program, this started with the realization that we have so many youth down here, and even adults that don't know how to swim. So to start somewhere, we thought a Learn to Swim program, and we're confident we're going to get a sponsorship for that, and that sponsorship will bring enough money that these kids in that program that will be coming by buses weekly to learn to swim will be taken care of in a sponsorship capacity. When it comes to statewide meets, this is really something that is in major demand down here. We've talked to a lot of different groups. We have, I could probably say, hundreds of people down in the county who take their children to Deptford and Gloucester, and we've even, my rec department people that are here tonight went to North Jersey. There's no one down here that can do state meets. With the 8-lane pool, I don't know, the mayor's been involved with the swim thing, but we would be one of how many 8-lane pools in the county that could do a state meet?
We'd be the only one.
We'd be the only one. And with regards to the facility naming rights sponsorship, we feel that's also something where people are going to come forward. This is a magnificent facility. It's local, and will it be a change for Lower Township? Absolutely. But people will like to see change if it's done properly, and this could support not just youth. This is all age groups. And let me finish and say, with regards to the swimming, we host arguably one of the largest triathlons in our bay every summer. That number grew over 2,000 people. These people train year-round. And we've been approached by swim teams for training. Our challenge will be breaking up the blocks to service everyone if this comes to fruition. But it's not just servicing one group of people, little kids. And when it comes to rehabbing for adults, getting people in water and being able to put wheelchairs into a pool, it's a phenomenal fit. And our meetings we have with the hospital are positive.
That's good information. I did have one other concern, insurance and liability. Is that all going to be taken care of, so the township doesn't get sued over anything, or is that all going to be?
Absolutely.
Actually, to that question, one of the things we looked at from the very beginning was when land came in for the feasibility study was if it was going to be a dive pool as well, to have diving meets. And we were advised that that's a bad idea. First of all, the pool has to be a lot deeper, obviously, but the amount of insurance liability skyrockets when you include, so we decided that wasn't a good idea from the beginning, just for that reason.
Oh, okay, good. Just a couple other real quick things. The lap, the 8 lanes, how deep is that water going to be from from one end to another, it's going to be the same depth?
Yeah, I believe it is.
I couldn't see if, oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, thank you. And just one other thing.
It goes from 4 to 6.
Oh, it goes from 4 to 6. Oh, yeah. All right. Just one other quick one. How about a discount for the residents?
It's something that will obviously be discussed as we get into this, and that's already been asked of me. But until we get to that point, obviously, I don't want to sit here and tell you, but I think it's a reasonable question.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Why is my mic so loud?
Anyone else? Just state your name and address for the record, please.
Stephanie Devlin, Holmes Avenue. Those are all great resources for additional income, but are they going to be guaranteed prior to, like you're saying that it's $10 million, it's going to cost us 2.5 with a grant, but those additional revenues for us, is that something that is going to be guaranteed prior to the commitment? Like you're saying that the schools will, are you saying that the schools are actually going to pay to go over into that aquatic center? And won't that be a debt for the school to have to pay?
They already pay. Middle Township already pays close to $18,000 to use the pool, which isn't an 8-lane pool at the alternative school.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Lower Township schools. So are you saying that they will?
The youth for that Learn to Swim program, we plan on taking care of that through sponsorship. And when you say, are we prepared for these expenses? Nowhere in this discussion have we talked about the reserve that Lower Township has financially at all. We said to build this, we don't have to touch our reserves. We brought in our auditing firm, which was Ford Scott. He explained to council that at $8.5 million, nothing is changing in our debt service. And moving forward, if we needed, if all three, let's just say hypothetically, I gave you 5 things. Again, this isn't a for-profit, but let's say that the MUA couldn't help us in a year. Well, we know for the next 3 years, the bank's going to give us $1 million. This pool's 2022. That would take care of 10 years expense. 10 years with one, and is that guaranteed? We have a contract.
That's what I mean, yeah.
$40,000 in revenue a year, and we're now getting $380,000 a year.
Right. And like the other gentleman said, that since you're saying this is in Lower Township, but it is going to be a Cape May County aquatic center, so that residents throughout Lower Township and Middle Township, and as far as Ocean City, since that is really considered Cape May County, they would all be able to also use this facility?
But yes.
Without any, I mean, well, I don't want to say it's a burden, but, that's a lot of people that encompasses the area that, that could, I don't want to say, it wouldn't be a debt, like, would they help us towards that?
Well,
Up until our vote, so by November 5th, right? And once we vote on this, or prior to voting